recording this. So.
Because this is gold.
This is the cut, the editor's cut.
Yeah,
We're recording it.
Very good about the genetically modified stuff and like the labeling. That was a good part to just like slip in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome everyone. It's episode 10. We're so excited. And today at the lunch table, we have Shayaa with us. So welcome,
Hi.
Shayaa. Shayaa is a nutritionist. He is the owner of Bird Fig, and he's also an epidemiologist. I want to welcome you.
Thank you.
And if you want to say a little bit about Bird Fig, or
Just a little bit about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've been into food like for many years, since a teenager. So, pretty much evolve over time, becoming more like a fanatic, just more into it, learning more, experimenting more, and, even coming off track and going just personally, eating because I've been into food since a teenager, watching the Food Network. And I started that way. I tried a lot of things. I was vegan for a short time. Then I was eating a lot of junk food for some time. Then I came back to what I originally wanted to do or loved to do in the first place, which is just, really just surround myself with healthy lifestyle. Because
Right.
And now that you said that, just I'm jumping right into it. Why do you think eating healthy is important?
why? Well, I think it's important because, people, to be healthy is to be alive, it's to be your best. You can't be your best if you're not healthy, Healthy ties into being mentally well, ties into being physically well, like what you see in the mirror. It ties into being even spiritually well, because to be your best self, you need to take care of the fundamentals so that you can focus on what's important. So I think if you love life and you enjoy having fun and just doing simple things like traveling and being with your family, you have to feel good. Otherwise, you're going to be complaining a lot. So.
Yeah. And we thought this conversation was important because we're all just, especially this year, not saying we haven't done it before, but this year we've been really mindful of how we're eating, and we're trying to become better, healthy eaters, and think about things in that way. So we thought it was really cool to have you on to help guide us along the way. We've been doing it on our own, trying to give each other tips. So it's good to have a nutritionist here to help us with it.
And I do.
And I love.
Want to go, Gladys?
Go ahead, and I'll go after
I
you.
was just gonna say, I do agree what you were saying, Shayaa, about being enjoying life or having quality life. Health is very important, because something that my aunt always said to me was if you don't have good health, then life just becomes unbearable. You'll just be miserable. So quality of life goes hand in hand with being healthy.
Yeah.
And I really love that you said healthy lifestyle, because some people say, well, I just want to either lose weight or I want to look good for the summer. But that is very important. A healthy lifestyle, being healthy is not just for one day just to look good and to fit into a dress, but it should be something that you want to keep for the rest of your life, because you want to get to an age where you are still healthy and you're able to do things. And there's a lot of diseases that you could get that won't allow you to have a great life. So you have to be mindful.
I agree, Gladys. And it's the consistency is so important. because it's easy for us to, for a month or two say, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds, or I want to do this just for a specific purpose. But that lifestyle and that consistency is where I guess people like you would come in, Shayaa, where the professionals would help us to, to guide us through that, because that's very important also.
Right, exactly. I agree.
And that leads me into the second question. What are some nutritionist meals to help you stay healthy? And are there any foods you recommend that we stop eating completely?
Stop eating oxtails.
What? No.
No.
Give it up. Give it up. You have to detach from the culture. Well, here's what I say, to be honest with you, because that's the difficult part, is going like vegan or even just trying to eat healthier, is to detach from things that you were raised on, culturally, being from Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Cuba, wherever you're from in the islands, or even in America, you have certain things you just used to eating. So I personally, even though I'm like pro-vegan, pro-vegetarian, I still eat certain things that would be considered not healthy, like oxtails. But because the thing is, I don't think anyone can say that they are the perfect, healthiest person, because the moment you eat one junk food, you're not what you say you are, because you're kind of cheating in a way. And, God knows what you're doing, that you're eating that junk food, so you can't hide. So what I say is that to just eat generally like say 90% healthy, a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables, some good, make sure you have a lot of good liquids. But 10%, you could like cheat for 10%, because that 10% of the foods that would generally be considered unhealthy, or 5%, it allows you to be sane, to be normal. Because otherwise you're gonna be going crazy. Like, I can never have waffles and chicken again. Who dares can tell me that? So you have to allow a small percentage to be normal. So yeah. But as long as the majority is healthy. So examples of foods. I mean, I like smoothies. They're like quick, easy. You can just throw everything in a blender, and it's kind of like basically like a meal. And you drink it. So smoothies are good with, I love smoothies. Soups, like you could do like corn soup. I like fish soup or fish tea, some people call it, fish broth. Pumpkin soup, roti. Listen, curry potatoes and roti could be considered vegan. And that's nice, right? Put some pepper in it, tamarind sauce, jerk sauce, whatever, and it's like a good meal. And it's, vegetable, roast corn. Let me see. I have some stuff here. Saltfish and okra rice. Ooh.
Your favorite right there.
Yeah. What else? Salads. You can make your salads interesting too. Like, it doesn't have to be boring. You can have a nice dressing on it. You can probably sneak in some sort of, like, I don't know, chicken breast, I don't know, something, because you generally eat in a lot of vegetables with the salad. So, those are just some things that just popped in my head.
Yeah, and what you said made me think about what we were talking about earlier, because remember, you're like, I'm working out and I'm still not moving. I'm like, our food is so good, but it's not healthy. But I brought up and curry and all of that, and said a healthier way that we can make it and eat it. So that was cool.
That's good. And also, Shayaa, there has been questions about corn intake. Like, I know there's always a debate about, should we eat it or is it healthy?
Corn?
What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, most of the corn like that you would get in the US, it is like kind of like genetically modified. So like, generally speaking, like, yeah, like if you want to be like really like particular, then for the most part, corn here, like, is not the best corn. like, but I know, like, you know, in other countries they have corn that is the corn actually doesn't. It tastes much different than the corn here. I don't know if anyone tastes corn. Like, it tastes like so different.
Right.
So like something like that is getting more towards an original, how the corn was originally.
Yeah.
Because it has something called high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
And that comes from the corn that you know, like the corn here that's like really, really sweet. So, you know, like if you're eating like a good corn, maybe from the islands, I mean, it's not as bad, you know. Yeah, it's not too bad.
But where do you
really
eat corn? Because you said suggested that we eat corn, right? So where do you normally get your corn?
Well, I don't eat it as much, but even if I do, like, I mean, I'm not like overly, like, again, like I still allow that percentage so I don't go crazy, because reality is we're literally physically in New York, so you only have the options available to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you kind of just have to do the best of what you have.
Okay.
Shayaa, and I feel like that's where we draw the difference between dieting and a healthy lifestyle. You're still allowed to eat, you know, things that you will enjoy that are not, you know, the best foods to eat, but you're still allowing yourself to, you know, have that while still trying to be as healthy as you can be. And I feel like that is of great importance when you're trying to lead a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, yeah, it allows you to be successful.
Yeah, and just touching on what Gladys was saying with the dieting and the weight, I mean, I'm probably would say on the opposite spectrum of most people. Like, I'm on the weight gaining side. So I'm just curious to know, like, does genetics play an important factor when it comes to weight and diet goals? Like, what do you think about that?
Very important. Very important. Because everyone's body's not the same. Some people, it's hard for them to put on weight. Some people, it's hard for them to lose weight. Mm-hmm. Some people, they're like just naturally fit, you know, and, you know, so on and so forth. Like, genetics is a huge factor. But however, the results is still the same. If you generally eat like more processed foods, you're gonna be going towards more unhealthy, mm-hmm. you know, and, you know, even possibly putting on more weight. And if you're eating more fruits and vegetables, you're gonna be better off, or, you know, maybe lose some weight. Okay. But genetics is very important.
Because I'm trying to gain weight.
It may be hard for some people. I mean, you know, it's just, yeah.
Okay.
For our fourth question, I wanted to know, are there any natural remedies that will help you boost your immune system, especially in this time to fight the current virus that we have going on now?
Any remedies? Well, I don't know much about the virus particularly to know what will work against it specifically, but just a balanced diet of a lot of fresh, whole foods and vegetables. Mm-hmm. You know, just whole, like in their whole form. So try to consume it as whole and fresh as possible, because, you know, that adds a lot of variety of different minerals and vitamins that you may be lacking to have a healthy immune system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, would you recommend that not for the virus, but if I wanted to just have a healthier immune system, to just take ginger shots, or
so ginger's good.
Shots that people take on Instagram?
Okay, so ginger's good. Watercress. You know, watercress is very, very bitter, but it's very, like, great, you know. A lot of greens, like, you know, I usually go with what's in season, you know, also. What else? A lot of herbs, like possibly lemongrass, also called fever grass. Mm-hmm. Things with clove. Clove is really good. I like to put cloves in my drinks or whatever, and ginger beer and stuff. Sea moss is popular now.
Yeah.
Add that to, like, you can add that to like your smoothie in the morning or something, or even your oatmeal or your overnight oats. You can add sea moss to that. What else?
Garlic.
Garlic is good. Yeah, garlic is really good. You can add that to your foods. You know, whatever you're cooking, just add probably a little bit more garlic. I don't know. I just try a whole bunch of different stuff. Like I don't. I just try a lot of different things.
Is there a point where you would say, "Oh, there's too much. You're intaking too much ginger or too much, too much of that natural stuff? Like, or is it okay to just? I know some people say, "Oh, be careful of certain things depending on your, health conditions." Or what's your advice on that?
Yeah, I mean that'll be like on a case by case basis. So some people like they could be like eating too much garlic, for example. Because garlic, I believe if you do too much garlic, it can like thin your blood.
Right.
Which is not good, but that's usually not, I mean, if you're just talking about percentage wise, I don't think that's the case. I don't think the issue is that people are eating too much healthy foods. People are binging on too much garlic or they're binging on too much ginger. I think when you compare the data, 30% of the US have like some kind of heart condition or like cardiovascular disease or things like that. So I think the percentage wise, the cases that people are not binging enough on these herbs. But it is true still what you're saying that you could go overboard with certain things. But, those are rare cases. Like I wish someone would say they're eating too much kale or something or eating too much garlic. I mean, yeah.
So basically moderation, like with everything, it's moderation.
Yeah, I mean, and if you have a particular condition and it really is affecting you, then you should stop. Stop that, definitely.
Well, lastly, we wanted to ask, what is the one best piece of nutritional advice you can give? Or what's the one thing you're like, I always tell people this when it comes to their nutrition?
Okay, that's great. So one trick that I use is, I have like three simple things. One is I usually, there's lots of drinks you can have, lots of sodas, lots of drinks on the market. I just drink a lot of water. So replace like a lot of your liquids with more water. There you go. Good job. It's cheaper. Like, I get water at Whole Foods surprisingly for like 89 cents. You can have 89 cents. And that's the cheapest I've bought in water for. So if you think about a gallon of water for 99 cents versus buying like Tropicana for like, $2 something or $3 is a half a gallon in those little square boxes or whatever, unique juice you buy at Costco or I don't know, Western Beef or whatever you shop. What's in your fridge. What's in your fridge. It's not that they're bad, but I'm just saying, it's cheaper and you need it anyway. So that does a great deal because a lot of people are drinking liquids, but they're not getting enough like water, fresh water to hydrate the body and stuff. So that just replace liquids with a lot more water. Also eat more whole fruits and vegetables. So just incorporate whatever it is you like, mangoes, I don't know, spinach, okra, watermelon, whatever it is you like, just include more of that in its whole form.
Can I ask you a question about mangoes before you move on? Please.
What? Say that again?
Can I ask you a question about mangoes? Because I have a serious addiction to mangoes, and I am wondering if I'm eating too much mangoes. I'll eat 2 to 3 mangoes per day.
Well, that's not a lot. Trust, that's not a lot.
No? Okay.
No. My dad used to eat 6 mangoes, 3 in the morning and 3. I don't know. That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
I mean, that's better. Yeah, that's better than something else. That's good. That's fine.
Do you think that eating too much fruits can also like add? Because I know that sugar is not good for the body, but I know if you get different fruits, it's a lot healthier. Do you think that too much fruits can also be kind of negative? Have a negative impact in nutrition?
Yes, it can. There needs to be balance. So yes, if you eat like literally like a lot of fruits, then it's possible that it's not going to be horrible, but yeah, it's possible that it may not be good for you to have too much fruits. That's why they have vegetables to balance it out. I mean, you know. So I think if you balance it out, like it'll be fine. But even if you eat a lot of fruits, you're gonna be far better than a lot of people who are eating other things, like, you know,
Snickers.
what's that place by Atlantic, the waffle place?
IHOP.
No, the chicken and waffles.
Sweet cheeks.
Sweet chick.
Oh yes.
Exactly. There we go. I know you guys.
He has something against sweet chicks.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I say, remember, you got to eat the whole fruit. Like, so if like try to eat the skin. If it's an orange, you know, it has a little pulpy part. Mm-hmm. So like you're gonna be getting part of that pulpy part. Mm-hmm. You know, so because that's fiber, and then when you eat a lot of stuff like that, your belly gets full. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna stop at some point. But it is possible in the extreme case that, yeah, too much fruits, you need to balance it out, yes.
What do you recommend now for the summer, since, you know, it's hot outside, the kids want ice cream, ices? What are some recommendations that you give for, you know, parents that are in the summer and they want their child to still get all the nutritional values in food while still, you know, keeping them happy of the things that they want?
Oh, well, watermelon is great. Yeah. Watermelon, I mean, in season now is watermelon, plums, peaches, berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. I think also like cantaloupes and honeydews. Those are in season right now. So I think for kids too, like doing like these little popsicles, like where they have the sticks in it, those craft sticks. Mm-hmm. Like you can just blend up some fresh fruits and make nice little ices. That's like, it's sweet, but it's also made with fresh fruit. Mm-hmm. I think kids will love that.
Yeah, I always loved making my own popsicles as a kid. It was like fun.
What was your third one? What was your third advice? You said you had 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see what I had here. So the liquids, and also so with working out, like personally, I don't like work out a lot as in go to like a gym, like go to Planet Fitness every Tuesday and Thursday, because, you know, I have my weak points and like I don't have the consistency and to go every so often to Planet Fitness. So what I do is I try to get in my workout through errands. Mm-hmm. So I just will take the stairs more often. Instead of taking the escalator or the elevator. Mm-hmm. Or I'll walk to Macy's instead of taking the bus, you know. So that's just personally my trick for getting exercises, walking more, because I can't go to the gym. I can't do it.
A lot.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So just try to get physical activity with whatever you're doing. And you're like, or just find something that you like to do. Like, I don't know, you may have a certain sport that you like. Try to do that sport more often so you're having fun. You know, if you like to play tennis, volleyball, take a walk in the park, try to do that so that you're enjoying it and you're getting exercise. Mm-hmm. Or when you're just going about your life, just try to walk more rather than taking the stairs or the escalator. And that way you can get in physical activity without going to the gym. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, Shayaa. That was
a
mouthful. A lot of
Thanks.
For us to consider, and great advice. And we will actually create tips for you guys, as we always do, from all this information, that you can have it handy to use it. And we're excited to have you, and we thank you, Shayaa.
Thank you
so much.
Excited to be here and amongst you guys' talk show. The talk, like the talk.
Yes.
The talk.
Please don't promote other shows.
I'm sorry, but this is really good. I like the platform.
Thank you.
I like the setup. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching our video. Like, subscribe. See you next week.
And comment.
Comment.
Right.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Caribbean, right? We're from the Caribbean. There was no difference. Fruit was just a fruit. A plantain was just a plantain. Yuca was just yuca. So it's like when you're from the island, it's like I don't know what's the whole big difference about it here. Because when you went, when you're in Dominican Republic or in Jamaica or in Haiti, you go to the market and you don't know if it came from a tree or if it came from a factory because they're just there and you just eat it and we're healthy.
We live in America and they have to regulate everything. So in those countries, the things just grow the way nature intended them to grow. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say anything. It just comes from a tree.
Yeah.
But in here where we live, they allow a lot of things that are genetically modified, and it gets overly complicated when it doesn't need to be. It's just a plantain is a plantain, like you said. Why do we need all these labels? From the tree.
That's like I bought something and it said gluten-free, and I was like, did you really have to put gluten-free on the bag? Gluten product to begin with. Is this just to get people?
You know why they do that too? Because a lot of products have things in it that they shouldn't have, like that you would never think would have it. Like water shouldn't have anything in it.
Exactly.
But you will be interested to find that certain things will have gluten and other things. Like, why should water have gluten in it? Like, but you have to put that now to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which it makes no kind of sense.
That's why I say just get a water filter. You save so much money. I drink 2 liters of water a day.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about buying water all the time.
Exactly.
I got a water filter and I refill my water bottle.
Oh, also, should we be paying attention to the numbers on the fruits and the things that we're buying? Because apparently, if the number starts with a 4, it means something. If it starts with,
not organic. I would just say, honestly, the main dictator is your budget, because you can try to get as much natural stuff, but you're still gonna have a budget. Mm-hmm. Because you have other things you're paying for besides food. So if all you can afford is just whatever the conventional, then get that, because you're still doing better than most of the population anyway. Mm-hmm. So just get what you can afford.